Hello and welcome to a new YouTube tutorial. I'm Nilofer, your watercolor artist. It's been a while and feels so good to be back painting and sharing new tutorial. We took a break so that we can plan and build new content around our channel. So let's get started. Last tutorial, we tried some easy holiday cards. Today let's paint some holiday bookmarks. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using a A5 size Canson Montwall paper, which is 100% cellulose paper, a really good alternative for 100% cotton paper. It's a really easily available and really affordable paper too, so I really like using this paper for our basic tutorials or just to get started. Some watercolor paints. You can use paint tubes, use it in your palette, or you can also use half pans. For this class, I'm going to be using a white color paint for the Christmas and snow and for everything. Make sure you use from the tube. You can tape your paper to a exam board or a piece of board or just on the table. Also divide the paper from the middle so you can paint two of the bookmarks. Some tissue towels and a fresh jar of water, and this is the masking tape I'm using. It's a paper tape. It sticks well on the paper, and that's it. Let's get started. To begin, we will be painting two different bookmarks on left and right. So on the left side here, I'll be painting a lamp. Let's start with a basic sketch. I will fast forward the whole sketch so that we can get quickly to the painting part. Also, I will link the sketch image in the description below so you can get it. On the right side, we will be drawing three different types of ornament. Not different, they are pretty similar. Three ornaments, you can say. Two circle and one a little broader oval shape ornament. Now we are done with the sketching. Now let's start with the right hand side first. That is the ornament. I'm going to wet only the ornament, not the background. Sorry, I accidentally wet some background, but do not wet the background, just wet the ornaments. You can use 8 number or 4 number brush or even a flat brush, whichever is comfortable to you. I'm going to start off with the bottom ornament, that is the oval shape ornament. Once you've applied the water, just let it seep through for a few seconds before you start adding the color. I'm going to start with my favorite color, crimson, Alice Crimson. Take the color and start applying the color from the corners of your ornament. Let the color flow in. Do not apply directly in the middle because we want to create a little 3D effect, 3D shape to the ornament. So that's why we are going to add color from the side and slowly push in the color in the middle. Whenever you want to add or create some kind of 3D effect or beautiful effects, you always start from the sides, adding the color, from pouring the color in your wet or matte technique from the corners. Once you've done one layer, take another layer of color. This time you take less water in your brush, so the consistency of the color will be more creamier consistency, and apply it again on the sides. Again, same thing on the sides. Now in this ornament, I want one single line, a curved line. That's why I'm using a wet brush, a dry brush actually, and removing some color to get that nice white line. If your ornament water has dried, I'm going to go to the next one. If the water has dried, you can add a little water to it. And for this second one, I'm using a warm yellow color, that is like a gamboge hue or Indian yellow. You can use any color of your choice. Again, same thing, start pouring the color from the sides and slowly get into it. Well, for our third one, let's go a little green, like a sap green or an aqua green color. Again, similar techniques. You keep using the same steps for all the three of them. Repeat the same steps of adding the color from the sides and then slowly pulling it down and pushing the color in the middle. In the green one, I've added two different types of color. One is the normal sap green and the other one is a mix of blue and green. I wanted to add a little touch of fresher green color, keeping it still a cold color. That's why I've added a little bit of blue-green color. Slowly pull in the color in the middle. Also keep some white spaces when you are painting. This white space gives you the impression of light shining on the ornament, and balancing between the light and the dark colors. In the yellow ornament, I'm going to be adding scarlet lake color, or a bright red color, a warmer red color, to give, so that the color, both the yellow and the orange color, can mix and turn into a nice orangish, peachish color, which will be really lovely to experiment with. Now let's add some fresh crimson tint to our first ornament, because that ornament has completely dried, and we want the ornament to be a little more in color. We want to hold color. So when we do this next technique, which is splatter technique, and spray some water on the paper, especially we want to add some color to the background. That's why we're going to take some spray bottle and just very slightly spray some water on the background. Do not spray directly on your ornament, and then slowly just tilt the board to the left side, right side. Do not tilt it on the right side, because we want the color to flow out only on the right side where there is a lot of background. Tilt the board from a little bottom and also on the top. You can add more spray to it, and some splatter, so that the color flows out. And once you've added the water, let's add more sprinkles. We are going to be using green sprinkles, that is sap green color, to get that nice fresh Christmas effect, green effect. Also, when you're adding sprinkles, make sure you add it into the right direction. If you want it in the right, add it right. If you want it left, go in that direction. The direction is important when you are adding the sprinkles. The splatter technique is all about direction, and the how thick the splatter is. Is it like a small splatter or a big splatter? If you want a small splatter, go for a thinner brush. If you want a thick splatter, go for a thick brush. Now we let it dry. Once it's dried, you can go back with a thin brush and start adding some leaves. Let me just zoom in a little, and yeah, this is perfect. So add little thin lines for your nice leaves, very thin lines just between the ornaments. We don't want the leaves coming out. It has to come out from somewhere, so that it looks really authentic and wide with it. Keep adding the leaves, thin leaves. Okay, make sure you're using a thin brush. Keep your brush and your hand at 90 degrees for thin lines. That's my favorite technique to go with if you want very thin lines. Let the leaves and those lines flow from both the directions. If it's going on the masking tape, it's fine. Let it go, let it flow. Now the second ornament has literally vanished, so I want to add some color to it. The same dark warm yellow color. Using a deep yellow from Winsor Newton. You can use deep yellow, gamboge, I hope I'm saying it right, and Indian yellow, any of the colors. Once you've added some yellow, let's go back in and add more leaves that is between our crimson ornament and that lovely yellow ornament. Go for a thicker stroke. If you want to add thick strokes for your leaves, just press the brush and you will get nice thick stroke. So for a thin leaves, you don't have to add any pressure to the brush. You will just use the tip. And for the thick brush, it's for the thick leaves, add pressure to the brush, and the brush will bend and give you these lovely thick stroke leaf. I have a full class on how to paint these leaves. I have it on a Skillshare, and I also have some really lovely YouTube tutorials that I will link to them on the top right corner, and you can go and check to them the basic classes. Now let's add some little red cherries or berries on the sides of our lovely little tree. This adds a lovely more character to your whole ornaments and your whole bookmark. make sure that you are adding very small, tiny in either even or odd numbers. Just a few of them on each corners or each sides of the ornaments. They'll be a nice it'll build a nice composition and complement the whole leaves. Once you're done, we'll take in some brown color or burnt sienna and add some lines so that the ornament is hanging from somewhere, and 2 more lines into this the third ornament, the crimson ornament, to give more character. Take in some yellow yellow ochre, and add it on the top. Next, let's add some more sprinkles. Add some more sprinkles to the top and the bottom, and again I'm adding more a little bit of aqua green sprinkles and some crimson sprinkles to create more good combination. Now once the sprinkles are done, I'm going to take some spray bottle again and do the same technique. Add water, spray some water where I've added the sprinkles. Make sure you do not you keep your hand or something on your right side, so that the water does not spread on the left side, sorry. Now let's start painting our lamp. For the lamp, I'm directly going to be using the color that is a crimson color. Again, I'm going for a cool color vibe, so I'm going to continue using the similar palettes. Crimson red for my lamp, for the lamp actually, yeah. So let's continue. Add the color. Make sure you again start with a very light shade and slowly build up on the color. Always start layer by layer, and that helps you to get more perspective of where you want to add more color or not. Add some color again, and I'm using a second layer of color now for crimson. Just add in. You can also redirect or recorrect some of the pencil sketches if you've done something wrong while you are adding the color. Now add in some extra shade of color on the sides of your lamp so that you can nicely blend it out. Fill in the colors wherever you need the crimson. You can also go for a scarlet lake color. Again, as I said, this is a wet and dry technique where I'm not wetting the surface, I'm just adding the color. Here on the side, I'm going to add a cherry again, a small cherry or a berry, and similar, go with the berry and add some thin leaves. I want to keep both the bookmarks to look on a similar concept. That's why I'm adding the leaves and berry. That will make both the bookmarks look alike. So go in and add more of the leaves on either sides of your lamp, so they look like they are either hung on something, or they're just leaves are coming out from the other side of the side direction. Again, use tip of the brush to get those thin lines. Now let's add some more sprinkles on the base, green sprinkles again to get that nice leaves. I like adding the splatters I like adding splatters and sprinkles. It's just very vibrant, and it looks very natural when you mix it up with your greens or any natural colors. Add more leaves, more thin leaves and thick leaves. Make sure you mix it up with both the thin and thick leaves. Go for a thicker leaves down. Keep adding the more thick leaves. Make sure when you're doing this thick leaves, just press the brush very gently and pick it up like very smooth transitions. Also, I'm using aqua green color for this particular bookmark, more towards bluish green color, because I really like the combination with the crimson, the blue green and the crimson. Really lovely combination. Now in the bottom, I'm going to add one of my favorite flowers, that is a poinsettia flower. I'm using the similar technique that I've used for the leaves, but this time I'm just spreading the stroke more wider, so that I can get that nice poinsettia look, poinsettia petals. Now let's add some more leaves to the poinsettia, and that's it. Now we'll go back and add some color to the candle. I'm using a nice lemon yellow for the candle, and also take some water and just apply the water where the crimson is. You don't need to apply any color to it. You just want to reactivate the crimson color that's on the side, and that we can use to showcase as a glass of the lamp. Just a very light layer of the crimson. We don't want anything very dark as specific. Now let's go back in with some grey color or a paints grey color, very little color, so to add to the candle to create that shadow, and slowly blend the color with plain clear water. Just a little touch up with damp brush. Again, when you're adding some touch up or just touching up some color, use damp brush, nothing else. No color, nothing, not even water. Make sure you don't have any water in your brush. You can take some fresh crimson color and add some color where you feel you wanted to add any touch ups and make it more darker. Now finally, my favorite step, that is splattering mold red and green onto the background to create some nice background to the whole thing. Again, add sprinkles and then a little spray. You can blend the color, like just merge the color with your hand. I'm done with it. Now let's slowly peel off the masking tape. Make sure you are slowly peeling it off. Do not peel off very quickly. You'll just end up tearing your paper. Then take a scissor and cut it from the middle, and ta-da, you have two lovely bookmarks. On the top of the this lamp, you can write something. So here I'm going to take a fluid brush pen, hard tip brush pen, and write Merry Christmas. You can write it in a really nice handwriting, or use some calligraphy skills that you've learned from Chaitna, and happy holidays on the other one. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on creating holiday bookmarks, and I hope you enjoyed the whole tutorial. If you liked and if you tried this tutorial, please do share with me at me with a pencil on Instagram. You can also Pinterest me at Nilofer Sajida Rehman, or you can email us at mewithapencil@gmail.com. Thank you so much for being a part of this tutorial and our channel. Please do like, subscribe, and share this tutorial with anybody you feel would love to paint. Finally, I think I forgot to add some details in the bottom. So take some crimson to my red ornament and add little final touches, and that's it. I'll see you in the next tutorial. You can also share what kind of tutorial you will love to see from us. Thank you so much. Take care and bye bye.